Welcome to Big Collectibles, and if you like comic books, you're in the right spot. Subscribe to the channel and join the free Discord, link in the description, and we are going to be looking at some comic books that I purchased recently and some recent reads. All right, let's go ahead and first look at my recent purchases, man. I have something that's very exciting to me. You all know I Am Legend. This is a square-bound book. Never had this before, and that's surprising because when I went and I saw this movie for the first time, I'll never forget. I lived, in New York, and I went and scooped up somebody, and we were like, all right, let's go see something crazy, right? And I was like, all right, and I was like, well, whatever, we'll check out I Am Legend. Looks interesting. When I walked out of that movie theater, I couldn't stop talking about that movie. It was crazy. I loved it. One of my favorite movies of all time. Now I have the book. It's a square bound. I'm going to go ahead and go through this story eventually, right? It's a little bit difficult to read the comic books, but I'm going to let you know my plan. My plan, and so far, has been working. So I Am Legend, recent purchase. And the reason why is because you have a movie, I Am Legend movie, a new one. And you already know people are going to be specking hard on everything I Am Legend. And also there's a rumor that on Amazon TV there is going to be a show of some sort, an interactive show. I don't know if anybody's seen this. I'm sure some people have seen it, but like what I'm taking is it's going to be kind of like the Roblox interactive show. I mean movie or movie show, whatever. So that's, look, more exposure to the brand, to the movie, the better for the comic books, right? So I Am Legend, this right here, I ran into this. I didn't know it even existed. It is a Comic-Con exclusive. I picked each one of these up for about $20 shipped to the house. I'm going to go ahead and go through these. I'm probably not going to be able to read these with the kids. At least the younger one, maybe my 8-year-old will sneak away and kind of read this. And that was the plan. I used to read comic books like nonstop. I love to read. I read books and everything, but I had to make a decision, what am I going to give up? So I gave up comic books, and it's been a while since I've read comic books. It's probably been a couple of years. And so, but throughout I'll go pick up one or two, here and there, but nothing like how I used to. I used to have a subscription to Marvel, go to the local comic book shop and all that, the LCS and all that good stuff. But my plan is, and this is what I started doing, I picked this up. I have Spider-Man issue 1, the regular comic book, but I came across this for $20 also. I picked this up, and I'm reading this with my kids, my two older ones, and the younger one kind of is like, he'll look at it here and there, and then he'll try to like rip the page or something, so we have to hide it from him oftentimes, or he'll go walk away. But regardless, a problem with me reading comic books was that I couldn't read it with my 5-year-old. My 5-year-old, he would get, I guess, jealous is the word I'm looking for, if I were to sit down with my 8-year-old. But the fact that my 8 and 5-year-old can now sit down and read a comic book, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kill several birds in one stone by reading a comic book, me being able to get enjoyment out of it, spending time with my kids. We do story time at night, so I think we're going to incorporate a little bit of everything, some comic books, some story time, and the fact, again, that I can read that with my kids is fantastic. So Spider-Man, I really like this one. I want to talk briefly about it. Spoiler alert, stop the video if you don't want to know anything about what's going on inside in the guts of this book. But again, this is a book. It has the 5 issues of Spider-Man in here, and I started it. I have to say this was fantastic so far. We're through the first 3 issues, so I wanted to go ahead and share it. Here you can see that is the cover for issue 3. But look, I love this book. Look, you got Peter Parker. He rolls up on, so far my favorite part is he rolls up on this hideout of Mysterio. Mysterio comes up on him. The fight ensues. Mysterio shoots there's a portal that Spider-Man was kind of checking out. He shoots the portal and zaps him into another dimension. That's where Miles Morales is, right? And then you already know. Miles Morales rolls up on him, and here you can see here. Look, he gets zapped in. Look, I don't want to look. It's definitely worth the purchase, the read. And by the way, Spider-Man, this book, the first time Peter Parker, squares off with Miles Morales, it's just a matter of time before this happens on the big screen. This is why I went hard on this book. I have the actual comic book. Again, that's like another one you can get for like $15 mailed to the house. So you can see right here, they roll up on each other. This is issue 2 here. This is Miles Morales, Peter Parker, and there's some dialogue, but you already know the fight ensues, and this is mucho caliente and fuego, this fight right here, because you know what? Miles Morales, you got to give it up to Mr. Miles Morales. He has some skills. He zaps him right here, poisons Peter Parker, has Peter Parker all jacked up, and knocked homeboy out, played him like he's a fiddle, and he's sang him a lullaby, all of that, and then he just dips on him, and then Peter Parker goes, and again the fight continues because Peter Parker wanted to continue, and bam, Miles Morales goes invisible. I mean, Miles Morales is using all the skills. He electrocutes him. You can see he electrocutes him. Bam! And you know what? I mean, it's a good fight. Peter Parker gets some good hits in, but at the end of the day, Miles Morales is victorious. Homeboy took off his mask. Man, show the man some dignity, some respect. This is Peter Parker. Anyway, long story short, Peter Parker finds out that he's in an alternate dimension where the Peter Parker from that dimension has died. So I know it gets a little crazy. So I don't want to, go any further. I mean, that's pretty much the dopeness so far right there. I'm going to go ahead and share. That's my plan, okay? I want to really make one video a week about recent buys and recent reads. And I gotta say, that Spider-Man, just for the fact that it's going to be on the big screen, it's just a matter of time. First, we gotta wait for Miles Morales to hit the big screen by himself, and then, more than likely, a movie or two under his belt, and then they'll probably square off, is what my speculation is. That's why I'm bullish on that book right there. And besides that, the guts is fantastic. Like the story, the fight, so far, the first 3 issues, top notch, mucho caliente. I recommend it. I'm giving it the mucho caliente stamp of approval. So, all right, everybody. Good luck in all your collectible decisions. Let them all be profitable, and let them all be dope.